let you go. I just got to know. Hate the freezing rain. Have you gone insane? Have you lost control? Can you let it show? Tell me love, tell me now. 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 Ignorance gets to me. Ignorance gets to me. Ignorance gets to me. Ignorance gets to me. Hate the freezing cold. Have you lost your soul? Can I let you go? I just got to know. Hate the freezing rain. Have you gone insane? Have you lost control? Just don't let it show. Tell me love, tell me now. 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 Ignorance gets to me. 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 Ignorance gets to me.
And we have a great musical guest with us here. Wired for Sound is in the studio. Welcome, everybody.
How you doing?
Good, good. Let's see. We will start. Let's start with you at the news desk. If you want to tell us who you are and what you do in the band.
Hi, my name's Jessica, and I play guitar, and I'm a lead vocalist.
All right. And on the couch?
I'm Megan. I play bass guitar and I sing backup vocals.
Okay.
My name is Joe, and I am the drummer.
All right. No vocals for you?
Nope. I used to, and then Megan joined the band, so now she took all my vocals away.
Yeah. No, I understand. By the way, the reason I chose that track, Tell Me, I think that's my favorite. I really like all the songs, but I think that's my favorite of what you sent me. It's really good. I find myself kind of the drum part. I'm not a drummer, but I find myself tapping along. Really, really good stuff. And I don't know if you all know this, but your name has come up on the show before because it was a number of weeks ago. I had Fredo and Axel from Dank Sinatra were on the show.
We love Dank Sinatra.
Yeah, yeah. And Axel on the show, he was wearing a Wired for Sound shirt. Somebody, because the show's also on Facebook, somebody was asking, what that was. And I was not aware of you guys yet. And so Fredo's like, that's Wired for Sound, man. And Axel's like, yeah, Wired for Sound. So they told us about you. And so I think that's, I think when Jenny booked you for today, I think that's where we first learned of you was from those guys. So great stuff. I mean, it's kind of punk, but it's also I think it's got a little bit of a grunge vibe. The guitars are nice and heavy, which I like. Sometimes with a lot of punk bands, the guitars aren't. I like loud guitars. I like when the guitars are up front, but also, there's kind of a little bit of a 90s grunge vibe too. And no, really, really great. And Joe, you were saying off air, you were telling me that you did everything that you sent. Is it all recorded in your living room?
Yeah, I do all the engineering, and we do all the track recording in the living room, and then we send it off to a friend of ours, Corey Holiday, and he does the mix and master. Okay.
Have you done it that way from the beginning with this band?
Not from the very beginning, but very close. We only tried one album in a studio, and it really didn't work out because I found in studios, the engineer in the studio wants to put his information in, and because it's his studio, it's hard to say no. So we made our own studio.
What do you mean? Like the engineer was trying to...
Well, they have their opinions, and they want to do... Like, they pushed auto-tune on Jess, and Jess does not want her voice auto-tune. We said at the beginning, no. And at the end of it, he was like, oh, well, you really should use auto-tune. It's a lot easier. And basically wasn't giving us... told us we had to use it. And it's something we're very against, auto-tuning Jess's voice, because she doesn't really need it,
Yeah. Well, that'd be weird, too, anyway, for what you're doing.
It doesn't really fit the vibe at all.
That is why you cannot find that album online anywhere, because we erased it.
Oh no, kidding.
It exists in CD form in their living room, but that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think you took the last copy, so it's basically non-existent.
Really? Yeah. Did it sound really strange?
Yeah, it was horrible.
It wasn't horrible. That's
it was just one of those. As soon as you hear the first part of the first song, it's a local band, and I like to have. I don't like that because it's not full enough. You know what I mean? Like I like
sounds
a nice
little
full
bare.
sound.
Yeah. You don't want it to sound like a demo. You want it to sound like
exactly.
Yeah. Did those songs? Do those songs live on from that album? Do you still, or did you end up just?
Nope, we don't play any of those songs any longer.
Wow.
Yeah. We kind of, it's like, it was like our freshman, we first formed with those songs. So it was very, it seemed not as.
We hadn't really found ourselves yet.
Yeah.
It was a lot of experimentation.
Yeah. So we kind of outgrew it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And our stuff now is a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about it? I mean, in terms of the vibe and the style of the music, did that also change, or did the songs just get better?
The songs got better.
Yeah.
And I different instruments and like types of equipment, pedals, as far as that sound. Yeah. It changed. But also we grew stronger together playing and rehearsing.
Yeah.
So, just finding our own sound and style. So
okay, has it always been the three of you?
No. I'm pretty new, actually. I joined about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Were you in a band before?
Yeah, I've been in a few bands, and that's actually how I first met Joe and Jess. I think both the bands I was in at the time, I think, would play with you guys. So then I met them and I knew them casually, and then when their bassist left, they asked me if I would come jam. Okay. And I said I would, and here we are.
What band were you in before, bands? Because it's funny, when you walked in, there's something familiar about you. I've seen you in somewhere.
Yeah, I was in the band Marvel Prone for about 4 years.
Oh, were you here? Did I interview you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, because I had Marvel Prone on the show, but okay. I might have seen you online with them in a picture or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that might be where I know you from. 4 years, wow.
Yeah, no, it was a really long time. It was about time I was about 20.
Yeah.
until I'm 25 now, and around a year ago, maybe a little under a year ago. So it was a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So what happened to the previous bass player?
He quit.
Just quit?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had some health issues and you know.
That's not fun.
Yeah. It was sad to see him go, you know.
He was with us for 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was me and Jess. We met in another band, and we didn't like the direction that the band that we met in was going. So we branched off from that and made Wired for Sound.
Oh, okay.
And then we picked up, like 6 months later, we picked up Justin, who was our old bassist.
Okay.
He had just quit his band, and we'd seen him play a couple of times, and we said, "Hey, you're a good bassist. It's a shame you're in another band." And he says, "Well, actually, I'm not anymore." And so he started playing with us, and he was with us for 4 years. He booked all our shows. He did all our social media.
Yeah.
No, he was a big part of the band, and then it just got to the point where it just our level of commitment wasn't for him anymore, and he said, I'm done. And that was that. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So now, do you play out a lot?
Every weekend.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And it's probably with a 3-piece, it's probably a little easier. Like I've been in bands where, you know, it's like 4 or 5 people, and sometimes it's hard when you're trying to play out a lot and you've got to work around everybody's schedule. But obviously a smaller band, you know, with just 3 of you, it's probably not as difficult, I would imagine. So you're able to play out a lot. Yeah. That's good. I mean, busy summer, then I would assume summer the busiest time as far as live shows.
Yeah. I'd say for sure.
Yeah. We've been playing like almost every weekend.
That's excellent.
Yeah, we're booked straight through until September.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are there other bands in the area that you kind of team up with? You know, sometimes bands find other bands that they play a lot of shows with, and
we go through little spurts with certain bands. So, like we'll play like I think we got like 2 or 3 shows coming up with Dank Sinatra.
Yeah, we've played with them a few other times too. So I think they definitely are one.
Yeah.
Dank Sinatra.
We were playing with Johnny Earthquake for a while. We had a pretty good stretch of shows where we were playing with him.
Yep. 25 Cent Habit.
Yeah, we played with them a few times. Yeah. Max Boris, we play with a lot.
Yep.
He's out of Boston.
Okay. Cool. Do you have how long a set do you do? Because obviously, the band's been around for a while. I mean, not necessarily this lineup, but the band's been around for a while. Do you have a lot of tunes?
Oh, we have like 40.
Oh, yeah.
40
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah.
So we have 2 big pieces of poster board up on our wall, and we have all our songs listed.
Yeah.
And some of them, like, the first ones we wrote, we don't play anymore, but they're still up there. And, it's like we play a standard 45-minute set on shows.
Yeah.
But it's never enough because we never get to play all the songs we want to play.
Yeah, when we practice like a lot of our songs, but
Yeah.
they don't always they never all make the set ever.
Right. Well, it's a good problem to have in a way, though, to have so much music. That's really good.
I would say confidently we could cover a 3-hour set.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. With all originals?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah, I notice too, some of your songs, I mean, some of them are, at least a couple of them that we have here are approaching 5 minutes, between 4.5 to 5 minutes, which is kind of unusual for a band in your genre. The songs tend to be shorter. I mean, have you always had songs that are more than 4 minutes, or?
It seems like that's our time for
yeah.
It's like not even on purpose.
It was a
really.
surprise for me when we first started recording. Like, I'm looking at the mixing board and I'm like, our songs are this long. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's that long, but yeah. When we started recording, we realized like our songs are generally over 4 minutes.
Yeah. Like we have a few that are like 3 minutes. And it just seems like it's not long enough. It's like, wow, that was fast.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. And like I said, for the genre that you're working in, it's unusual, which, it kind of helps you stand out in a way. So that's cool. Now, do you get out of, as far as shows, do you get out of New Hampshire a lot? Do you play in Boston or where?
Yeah.
We play in Boston quite often, yeah.
We're playing in Boston Saturday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
O'Brien's.
Oh, no kidding. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We play in Maine a lot. So Maine, New Hampshire, and Mass is generally where, and we want to get outside of there, but with our jobs and our lives, just trying to find 2 weeks where we can just go across the country and play different clubs is rather tough.
It's coming. It's coming. I would like to go to the West Coast and see how we fare out there. See what they think
Seattle.
of us.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's play another track. But I'll let you pick. What should we play?
What do you guys think? Off of Choke. This is our album, our EP called Choke.
Okay, these are all from that.
Yeah.
We should play Wicked.
Yeah, give
A lot of people like Wicked. So.
Play Wicked, yeah. All right, cool. We'll play that. And I think this is one of the longer ones too, if I remember correctly. So
I think it is, yeah.
It's
like 5 plus.
which is cool, yeah. All right, very cool. So this is Wicked. We have the band Wired for Sound with us live in studio. This is from their EP Choke. Check this out, and then we're gonna chat for a bit more. Here we go.
Why don't you come over? You know, really like your taste. Don't think, just go with the feeling. Hey you, I wanna taste your lips. Why don't you come closer? You know, I really like your taste. Don't think, just go with the feeling. Hey you, I need to taste your lips.
I love the ending to that. That's really well done. That's really cool. That is wicked. The band is Wired for Sound, and we have Jess, Megan, and Joe all here with us in studio. And what a great track! And listening to that, it's. I mean, you guys call yourselves, as far as genre, you call yourselves punk, right?
Grunge.
I think grunge is sort of
more
the
grunge,
happy medium.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like it's it's pretty sophisticated. It's when you first listen to it, it sounds simple. It kind of sounds like it might be a 3-chord thing, but then you get into the song and you realize, I mean, especially during that solo, your bass line really comes through because there's only. It's not like you've got multiple guitars going, right? So you can really hear your bass, which is a really sophisticated bass line.
Thank you.
And Jess, your solo is really good. So, obviously you can really play. It's not like musicians who are just kind of winging it. Like so there's a sophistication there, and the double bass. You don't usually hear that in punk or grunge. So that really elevates it too. That's unusual, and that gives it a little extra heavy, and that's really good. And that ending, what you do at the ending of that song with the drums is just amazing. So it's really kind of whether if you want to call it punk or grunge or whatever, that's where you'd put it. But it's more sophisticated than that, and I think that's what makes it so good.
Thank you.
That's just my sort of my music critic
Well, thank you.
assessment of it. Yeah, no, really. I mean, the songs are really good. Did you do double bass from the beginning in this band, or is that something where you just kind of started to bring that in?
No, I've always played the double kick pedal.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it was like when I started playing with Jess, she wasn't a real big fan at first, and I
Really?
was like,
Yeah.
double bass is part of me, and if you want me as your drummer, double bass will exist.
Yeah, yeah. You had to be talked into it, Jess?
Yeah, for sure. I just was aiming toward more the punk grunge.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily metal.
Right.
So, I mean, Wired for Sound is like a sprinkle of each of our tastes.
Yeah.
So I'm more the 90s grunge type, and Joe's more metal.
Yeah.
So,
I'm literally right in between.
Yes.
Are you?
And
Yeah.
then
I'm big into metal. I always have been, but I'm also really big on 90s music and grunge music. So it's like a nice happy medium. I feel like I'm sort of like both.
Yep.
So, like, we just compromised, like I said.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe not through the whole song.
Right.
Let's not ruin it.
Well, that's
here.
true. It's tasteful. You're restrained with it. It's not like you're not pounding the double bass the whole time. So it's
Yeah. So
That
works.
That was part of the trick, was getting it to be where it wasn't overwhelming the song.
Right. Yeah.
So now I find myself saying, double bass would sound really good in this part of the song. So it's kind of become our thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure other people notice too. Like when you're
For
playing
sure.
shows with other bands, I'm sure people come up to you and say, "Wow, that's unusual," but it works. It works really well. What about the songwriting? Do you all write together, or
Jess does a lot.
Yeah,
Jess
pretty much
gives
Jess.
us a shell, and then we do our best at it. But Jess does most of the writing. That's really where it's at.
Yeah. Including lyrics. Do you write all the lyrics? Yeah. Is there any kind of a theme, or are there certain common themes that come up a lot, or what's your approach to the lyrics?
I mostly write about, personal experiences, whatever I'm going through at the moment, at that time.
Yeah.
I grew up a little rough, so.
Did you?
Yeah, so a lot of it has some of that in there too.
Yeah. I assume the band is a great way to, if you had a rough upbringing, to kind of, is it like therapy in a way? Because
sure. Yeah.
I always say, anything that whether it's a rough childhood or whatever it is that you're going through in life, anything negative that's challenging, the best way to deal with it is to do something positive with it by creating something. And I think that's what draws most people to art, whatever kind of art it is, whether it's music or painting or whatever it is. It's a way to take things that you've experienced that might drag you down, but you don't let them drag you down. Instead, you create.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, a lot of, different problems I've had, music has been my way of getting through it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And so the EP is called Choke.
Yeah.
Is this your first? Oh no, you did have there's the original album, right? That we don't.
Yeah.
And then there's Catharsis. Catharsis is also on iTunes and Spotify, and it's everywhere. It's Wired for Sound New Hampshire is how you access it.
Okay.
Or Wired for Sound NH. I'm sorry.
And is that a full length or is that
that's
an
EP as well?
Okay.
Yeah. So Catharsis we did with Justin, our last bass player.
Okay.
Yep. Originally, that EP came about because we signed up for the RPM challenge.
Ah, yes, I've had a lot of guests on the show who've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't actually complete it in time. So as a result of us writing so hard to try to do that, Catharsis was born.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And what goes into the decision to do EPs? Because, we live in a time where you've got so many different options because of the internet. Like when I was growing up, it was, most artists, they release an album or an EP, but usually a full album. EPs were kind of rare, release an album and then go on tour and then release another album eventually and go on tour. Now you've got, because of the internet, you've got all these different options. Some artists just do singles, or they'll even put out a series of singles that eventually become an EP or eventually become a full album, but they're kind of feeding the machine as they go. What goes into the decision for the three of you to release an EP?
I feel like it is just attention.
Yeah, short attention
people's
spans,
attention span in general, and it is people don't. No one really listens to albums anymore, and whether that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, I like albums personally, but I mean, I don't think everyone necessarily should have to listen to a full album if they don't want to.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you get to do an album without having to do an album in a way. Medium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of in between.
Yeah,
In the beginning, it was because we didn't have enough songs to make a full-length album. I mean,
sure.
We could barely play a show in the beginning. Like we had to do like a bunch of covers with it, but and then from there it was just attention spans. Like nobody wants to listen to a full-length album anymore. It's just too much for them.
Yeah. I think some people probably do, but in
the majority
in dwindling numbers. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're kind of spoiled in that sense too. We live in an era where you can just listen to anything you want to at any time, and if you are listening to a full album, if you get tired of it and you want to listen to something else, you can, and it's very easy to access whatever.
Yeah, we're recording now, and we're kind of talking about possibly doing one at a time and then making it into like an EP or something like that.
Yeah.
So we haven't really decided yet, but we're just going to try to get through the recording first.
Yeah. Have you already started it? You've already started
We've
recording.
We've got one song completed.
We have
and
we have more than one, don't we? We've got Broken and Just Nothing.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
you're right. I forgot
3.
about those. Yeah, okay.
All right, technically we have 3 recorded.
Okay, and same process, I assume, in the living room. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we just recently got a vocal booth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we set it right up in there. It's really cool because it gives you privacy. It's nice.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's hear another track. I'll let y'all pick again. What should I play next?
You guys.
Suffer in Silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this a lot. I have to ask Jess, with a title like that, is a lot of meaning to this one?
Yeah, this one's a personal one. For me.
Okay, gotcha. Let's give this a listen. So this is Suffer in Silence from Wired for Sound, who are here with us live in studio. We'll check this out, and then we'll see you on the other side.
Her life all alone, yeah. I still remember in silence. Suffer in silence. Suffer. His life like no tomorrow. I can remember a time when you were so happy. Suffer in silence. Suffer in silence. Suffer in silence. Suffer.
And if you're just joining us, we have in studio with us the band Wired for Sound. We've been talking and playing some music from their EP Choke. Y'all were talking while the song was on about you've got a show coming up at the Shaskeen. We should make sure people know about that.
Yeah, we are playing the Shaskeen August 26th. We'll be playing with two Boston bands, Andro Queen and Gretchen Shea in the Middle Eight.
Okay. Okay.
Both are female-fronted bands,
Cool.
and they are great.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, we were talking before the song about you're working on some new music that you're recording. Do you have any ETA on that, when that's going to be out, or probably a while, right? It's pretty early in the process, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if we had to shoot for a plan, it would be probably by the end of winter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be a while. How long has Choke been out?
2020, I think it came out.
Oh. No, it wasn't that. It was
20.
It was like 2022 winter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that one's still fairly recent.
Okay. Joe, I wonder if you experience, because you were off by 2 years. I wonder if you experience that sort of COVID time distortion that I experience, and that a lot of people seem to experience, where it seems like things seem like they were either longer ago than they actually were, or not as long ago as they actually were. I feel like the pandemic just disrupted the whole space-time continuum.
Yeah, I mean, everything just went on pause, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy, so yeah.
Not to mention we went through like 2 bass players during that recording, and it didn't come out till Megan was in the band.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's true. That's true, yeah. All right.
Oh, so you had 2 bass players before Megan.
Well, I mean, they were
More like
subs.
fill-ins, yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Now, what was the audition process like, or was there an audition process, or Megan, did you just join, or did you have to audition, or?
I mean, it wasn't really formal like that. I kind of just came over on the premise to like jam.
Yeah.
And they were like, so yeah, would you want to like join the band if Sean, I don't know, because at the time I think it was still sort of up in the air about whether or not Sean was going to be like a full member, quote unquote, or just a fill-in.
Yeah.
So basically I kind of joined on the premise that like when Sean couldn't do something, I would do it. But then they just liked me better. So they kept me.
I mean, she's just awesome. I mean, she's a great bass player, and we just like her. She's awesome.
Well, and she does backing vocals, right? So that's
that
cool.
helps.
Yeah.
She fits really well.
Yeah.
And everybody says it who knows us and stuff. Like they're like, just with Megan and the harmonies, it's just it kicks us up another notch.
Yeah. Are there any live performances online? Like if I go on YouTube, do you have anything up there, or any videos? Everybody's making videos these days.
Yeah, you should go on Instagram for stuff like that.
Okay.
Or Facebook. I don't keep up on YouTube as much, but I'm gonna work on it.
We do have a professionally done music video for No Way Out on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's funny. I was talking with somebody on the show recently. I forget who it was, one of our musical guests, and we were talking about how some people have a misconception that nobody makes videos anymore because it's been so long since MTV really played videos. And it's actually the opposite. Like there's more music videos than ever now being made because you
Right.
if you don't have a music video on YouTube, it's almost like people look at you funny, like, what? You haven't made a video yet?
Right.
Well, to be fair, the means of making a video are pretty much at everyone's disposal all the time now.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I feel like content is, people talk about content and content generation and stuff like that. Like it makes total sense to me that there is a plethora of videos and other media available online, just because, I mean, we all, our phones can do most of it.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's kind of cool in a way. I feel like it opens up a whole new realm of like possibility for music and media and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. And what's so the video that you do have? What's the song? No Way Out? Is that what it's? If I'm looking for it?
Yeah. No Way Out. It's the song off Catharsis.
Okay. Cool. Is that something you made with someone who's? I mean, did you do it yourselves, or was that because you said it was a professionally done video? Or
Well, I mean, it wasn't like super professional. It's Mr. Goodbar's Studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
Know him well. He's been on the show multiple times, actually.
So
yeah.
our friend Timothy did it for us.
Timothy Thorpe. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. He's Shane Ballin was on recently, and because Mr. Goodbars had produced. Do you know Shane Ballin? Local singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I think so.
He just plays solo acoustic.
Yeah, we know Shane.
Really
Sure.
good. Such a great voice. But yeah, Mr. Goodbars, I produced at least one, maybe more of some of the tracks of his that we've recently played on the show. So it sounds like he's been doing a lot. Used to be in Sepsis, of course. I don't think he still is.
He's no longer in Sepsis.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. They lost like most of their members.
Yeah. Well, they've reformed. They've got a whole new lineup now, and actually, they just released a video for their song "Bleed Lines," which is really good. So yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff, but they really went through a whole quite a change.
Yeah, For sure.
Oh, Nate Pajari, I'm never sure if I'm saying that right, from Dank Sinatra is in the chat room. Says, what's up?
Man?
Can't wait to have you guys at Dankfest.
Yeah.
What is it? I see. I don't even know about Dankfest.
Dankfest is at Area 23 in Concord.
Oh, okay. That I know Area 23 well. I've had Kirk McNeil on the show.
This is the second one.
Yeah, this is the second annual, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I said it right. I said his last name right the first time. Very cool. When is that? When is Dankfest?
September 2nd.
Okay.
We're also playing with them before that, though, on the 25th of August, right?
Yes.
In Dover?
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing with them at the
Strand.
Strand. It's a battle of the bands. I don't really want to battle Dank Sinatra
No.
because we're friends, but
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that's the way it's got to be.
Yep. You're going down,
Yeah,
boys.
we can take the gloves off for a night.
I didn't know that was still a thing, Battle of the Bands. People still-
I feel like
Yeah,
occasionally.
it's every once in a while there's one. You know, like what was it last year? We got invited to a battle of the bands
In
and
Portland.
It was, in Portland.
Really?
and
Yeah.
It was
let's not bring that
all
up.
like
It was like
reggae
Deadhead-
bands.
Deadhead.
Was it really?
It was a group
I think
of
they just
deadheads.
wanted to see us play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like we were one rock band in a group of just kind of jam bands, and it was like we just did not fit. And I was like,
Why
what
are we
are we
here?"
doing here?
Wow. Well,
Somebody made a mistake.
It was extremely awkward.
Yeah, it
but-
was.
It really was, because the prize was a spot in a jam band festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, we
like-
didn't get it.
We didn't get it.
well, it's nice to be invited, though, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. The venue was cool. The way they did the floor was like it was all colorful, and it was a cool floor and a nice venue.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's fun to stand out, though, sometimes, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's- when you're in a situation like that. Nate says, wait, it's a battle of the bands? We didn't even know this.
We didn't know until recently either.
Uh-oh.
So-
Uh-oh. Prepare for battle. How far away have you guys toured in terms of playing out? Like, you do get out of New Hampshire, obviously, as we talked about earlier. You go to Boston, you go to Maine. Have you gone further than that? Or
I think the furthest we went was Kingston, Mass.
okay.
Yeah, and then we've been pretty
And
far up
Vermont.
north in Maine. Me and Jess have played in Poland before, but that's not
we
any
played in
states
Bangor.
outside.
We went up by Bangor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's up
And then-
there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Vermont, that Charlie O's World Famous. We played out there.
That's
Yeah.
about 3.5
okay.
hours away.
Oh,
from
wow.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Do you plan to do a lot of that going forward, or
Yeah.
getting out? And
Absolutely.
it's interesting because there's a lot of bands who are actually kind of doing the opposite, where they're sort of limiting how much they play out. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the cost. You know, gas is a lot more expensive than it used to be and whatnot. But I also think too, pre-pandemic, it was like everybody just wanted to play out as much as they could. And the attitudes about that with a lot of musicians is kind of shifted. And
Yeah.
again, I think part of it has to do with expense. There's even like there's major bands now that are saying, you know, we're not touring as extensively because it's become cost prohibitive. But it's to me, it's such a different world, because like when I was active, I used to play in a lot of bands, and I always wanted to just play like every weekend. I just wanted to play out as much, you know. I was at one point I was in 3 bands at one time, and I just wanted to, because all I wanted to do was play. And it sounds like that's kind of the approach that the three of you are taking, you know,
For
just
sure.
play as much as you can,
Yeah,
which
we
is cool.
just play whatever.
It's definitely
Whatever.
a labor of love. We'll play anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
You doing any, well, you said you've got Dankfest. You do any outdoor festivals or have you, or
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
cool. Those are fun. Those
Yeah,
are
we've
fun.
got Live, Laugh, Love coming up in
Lebanon.
Lebanon, Maine at Charlie's Hill.
Oh, no kidding.
It's
Okay.
like a 3-day weekend.
Oh, that's very
festival.
cool. Yeah. Excellent. You ever open for any national acts coming through the area? Have you done that yet? Or
One time at Club Jewel, they were a national. He was a national touring guy. I forget his name, but nobody big that you would like recognize their name.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
said it,
Yeah.
anybody?
But we have.
Anybody on the list as kind of a goal that you've all talked about? Anybody that you want to open for?
I mean, it would be cool to like open. I think would fit good with like Local H.
Yeah,
that would
you.
be sweet.
Oh yeah, you would. I've seen them live.
Yeah.
really good.
So have we. Yeah.
Do they are they still touring now though? Are they active?
I mean,
Because
They
when
were
I
touring with Soul Asylum for a while.
Were
but
they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the show, we had tickets to the show and it got canceled, and it's
Oh,
been
no.
a little
Yeah.
while now.
oh
So
okay,
I don't know.
'Cause
Yeah.
I saw them in Boston like 10 years ago. They were really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same drummer though, different drummer.
no, yeah, they did have a different drummer when we saw them a few years ago.
Yeah, but really good. But yeah, you would fit really well with.
I really want to
HF.
play with Scissor Fight, which is not. They're not so much. They're more like Boston Big. Not
Yeah.
really like world renowned. But
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Scissor Fight.
Yeah,
And
I wanna play with Scissor Fight. Scissor Fight, play with us.
yes, please.
I'd love to play with the Deftones.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Scissor Fight too. They only occasionally
Yeah.
reunite, right?
They don't really play out as much anymore.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, yeah, I've seen them like once or twice.
Yeah.
Not even that many times because they don't really play that much.
Yeah.
But the bass player of Scissor Fight, my boyfriend is friends with, and he lives in the same town as him.
Yeah.
So like he kind of knows him. So then I kind of know them, and I see them, and they'll say hi, and I'm like, oh yeah, hi. I do know you a little bit.
Yeah. I like that song. New Hampshire's all right if you like fighting. I've played that on the show. I had to make a radio edit of it because it was a bad word, but great stuff. I'd like to interview those guys, but yeah, they're not around that much, unfortunately, anymore. But we are, we are rapidly running out of time. So,
right.
So before we do, and we're gonna play one more song in a minute to wrap up the show. But I want to make sure our listeners know where they should go online to keep up with what you're doing and social media, anything you want us to know about, and when your next show is, and anything you want to make sure our listeners are aware of.
All right. You can keep up with us on Instagram. We're there mostly at Wired for Sound NH.
Okay.
We also have a TikTok account. It's Wired for Sound _NH.
Okay.
And of course, Facebook as
Wired
well.
for Sound.
Yeah.
Yep. the same.
Wired.fs on Facebook.
Yeah, and we're playing this weekend at O'Brien's Pub in Alliston, Mass. And just check us out online, and we're always playing out.
Yep.
Yeah, we always have gig announcements on Instagram and stuff. So that's usually the most reliable place to find, what's next.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we'll have some new music for you guys soon.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, I appreciate the three of you joining us today. This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Big shout out to our friends Dank Sinatra.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Sinatra.
We love you
Thanks for getting
guys.
us on here. This is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll play one more track. What haven't we played that you would like me to play?
Here I am. Yeah.
Here I am. We'll do that. Okay.
That's our short song.
Oh, okay. Well, we might end up. Well, if that's all right. If I end up having time for a second one, what should I play? Fun? We haven't played Fun, right?
Yeah. Do fun. That's a good one.
Actually, let's go with Fun
All right.
because it's long. It's a little longer, right? Yeah, let's go with that. And then if we have time, I'll also play Here I Am.
All right. Sounds
All right,
good.
we'll see how it lines up, and we will leave you with this Fun, Wired for Sound.
Come with me. We can smoke some good marijuana. Fun is free. Let's go, na 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 na. Come with me. We can smoke some good marijuana. Fun is free. Let's go, na 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 na. Break out, break out, break out now. Break out, break out, break out now. Halfway, halfway, halfway there. Halfway, halfway, halfway there. fame.